Imagine walking into a room filled with literal mounds of cash, stack after stack of green bills totaling nearly $19 million. And now imagine having a key to the room, knowing the exact blind spots of every security camera, and having a team of 5 childhood friends waiting to the wings to pull off the ultimate heist. This isn't the plot of Hollywood movie. This is the true story of 1997 Dunbar Armored depot robbery, the largest cash heist in the history of the United States. For decades, criminals have dreamed of the perfect crime, planning and scheming, but usually failing because of the unpredictable human element. However, on the night of September 12, 1997, in Los Angeles, California, a group of ordinary guys did the unthinkable by breaching an unbreachable fortress, tying up their girths and walking out with $18.9 million in cold, hard cash. For nearly 2 years, the FBI was completely baffled because there was no DNA, no fingerprints, and no reliable eyewitness accounts. It was as if the money had simply vanished into the air, proving the old saying that getting away with the money is only half the battle, while the real challenge is spending it. Every great heist needs a brain, and in this case it was Alan Pace III. 1997. Alan Pace was 29 years old, and to his friends he was just a regular hard-working guy. But to the Dunbar Armored Security Regional Depot, he was their regional safety inspector. The man hired to find the flaws in Dunbar's security system was the very man plotting to exploit them. His job gave him total unrestricted access to the facility, the guard schedules, and knowledge of when the vaults would be at their absolute fullest, which was usually on Friday night after a long week of collecting cash. Most importantly, Pace knew exactly where the security cameras were pointed and where they weren't. But Pace couldn't do this alone, so he turned to his childhood friend Eric Damon, Michael Gardner, Thomas Tom Johnson, and Ismail Salio. For over 2 years, Alan Pace meticulously planned the operation, drawing blueprints from memory and timing the guards' movements down to the second. On Friday, September 12, 1997, just past midnight, a rented U-Haul truck quietly pulled into the parking lot. Inside were Alan Pace and his 4 accomplices dressed in all black tactical gear and ski masks, using key that Pace and copied before being fired just a day prior. The man slipped into the facility, avoiding every single motion sensor. They burst into the guard shack, forced the guard into the floor, and bound them tightly with zip tie. Then they forced the vault custodian to open main cash vault, revealing a sea of canvas bags stuffed with millions of dollars. For the next 30 minutes, the 5 men turned into human forklifts, rushing thousands of pounds of paper money out of the rented U-Haul truck. Before leaving, Pace ripped out the master security tape, and at 1:30 a.m., the truck drove away before anyone even realized a robbery had occurred. When the morning shift arrived, they found their co-workers tied up, and the FBI quickly took over the case. Investigators were stunned, but they hit a brick wall because the robbers felt absolutely no physical evidence. Although Alan Pace was interviewed due to his recent firing, he provided a rock-solid alibi, and without evidence, the FBI had let him walk. The case grew cold for over a year, and the money seemingly dissolved into the American economy. However, the hardest part about stealing millions of dollars is resisting the temptations of spending it. Alan Pace had given his crew strict orders to act normal for at least 2 years, but human greed took over. Eric Damon bought a luxury sports car, while others started investigating in business and buying expensive jewelry. The ultimate downfall came from Lamar-Hill. An associate brought a letter to help launder the money. In 1999, Hill decided to buy a house. But instead of using bankware, he walked into a real estate office and handed the broker a heavy shoebox containing $100,000 in cash, still bound by the official plastic currency straps of the Dunbar Armored depot. The suspicious broker immediately called the authorities. The FBI placed Hill under tight surveillance, taped his phones, and under immense pressure, Hill cracked and agreed to wear hidden wear. He met with Michael Gardner, who openly discussed the logistics of the heist on tape. Within a week, the FBI rounded up the entire crew, and in 2001, Alan Pace was convicted and sentenced to 24 years in federal prison, while the others received sentences ranging from 7 to 16 years. But the craziest part of this story is that out of the $18.9 million stolen, more than $13 million never found. Over $13 million in cash completely vanished, leaving everyone to wonder if it is buried in this California desert, sitting in a hidden wall, or if someone else got their hands on it, making the location of that missing fortune one of the most greatest unsolved mysteries in criminal history.